fighting the sun, makes the play. In 23 starts this season, Abbott yielded just 9 earned runs in the first 2 innings.
Welcome back to Baseball Extra, and what a picturesque evening. It was a great American ballpark. The air was electric, charged with the rivalry between the Reds and the Cardinals as they geared up for Game 2 of this pivotal holiday weekend series. The Cardinals, fresh off a Game 1 victory, were looking to extend their dominance, while for the Reds, every single game felt like a playoff battle. Tonight, the stakes were incredibly high. On the mound for our beloved Reds, we had the dazzling lefty, the all-star himself, Andrew Abbott. Expectations were sky high, given his impressive track record this season. Early on, a colossal hit soared to center field. Friedel, battling the blinding sun, tracked it down and made an absolutely spectacular play. What a way to start. Abbott, in his 23 starts this season, had been phenomenal, yielding only 9 earned runs in the first 2 innings. But then, a moment of tension. Bases loaded, 1 out. The kind of jam that can make or break an inning. A ground ball, a potential double play ball, looked like it could be the escape. Instead, it was a fist and a pop-up, infielders converging. Abbott, giving ground, made a crucial play at home for a force out. It was an infield fly in effect, so the batter was automatically out. Then, chaos. They threw to second, runner scrambling. Initially, it looked like everyone might be safe, but then the call came and out at second. Then, a throw home, and the runner from third was tagged out. Talk about a heads-up play. Because all the runners advanced on the drop ball, the Reds brilliantly turned a double play on the infield fly rule, catching the Cardinals completely off guard and escaping the inning with no damage. That's big league awareness right there. Across the diamond, making his very first start against the Reds, was Michael McGreevy for the Cardinals. Our own Nomart, with a beautiful swing, sent a bouncing ball through the right side for a base hit. That was a fantastic piece of hitting, exploiting the wide-open right side of the infield. Mart, ever the opportunist, took full advantage. Then came Ellie De La Cruz, and with a powerful crack, he sent one deep to left. That ball got down for another solid hit. First and second, 1 away, still no score in the bottom of the first. McGreevy then fielded a ground ball, deflected it, and with a bare hand, forced an out at third. McGreevy was confident, and it was indeed a double play, squashing another Reds opportunity. You have to take advantage of those chances in this league. But the Reds were hungry. Gavin Lux stepped up to the plate and slapped the ball to left center. It found the gap for a base hit. De La Cruz scored. Duar flew to third, sliding into second with a double. Baseball Extra fans, the Reds had taken a 1-0 lead. It looked almost effortless, as if he just perfectly caught the ball on the barrel and simply guided it to left center. It was a backdoor breaking ball, and he stayed right on it. Meanwhile, Andrew Abbott, trying to rebound from the toughest outing of his big league career in terms of runs allowed, was showing incredible fight for the Reds. This young man, who reads hitters brilliantly and usually has such fine command, dug deep. And then, the moment of pure dominance. Abbott struck out the side in the second inning. What an incredible display of pitching prowess, demonstrating why he's an all-star. The intensity continued into the third inning. A 1-2 pitch to McLean went to second. It stayed down, and JC had to hurry. That one spun Thomas around at second, and by the time he recovered, McLean was flying down the line. A play at first, and St. Louis challenged the call. From our perspective here at Baseball Extra, he looked definitely out. The call stood, and the Cardinals retained their challenge. Abbott, ever composed, set himself, turned, and delivered. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That made it 4 consecutive Cardinals punched out by Abbott. He was absolutely dealing. Now, for Michael McGreevy, it was his second time through the Reds lineup. Friedel had bounced out to the pitcher earlier. This ball was hit high in the air, fairly deep to right center. Walker, just shy of the track, made the catch. What a game so far. Then, Nomart hit a ground ball back up the middle, right at the second baseman, who made a quick throw in time. That marked 7 in a row retired by the Cardinals starter, but the Reds still held a slim 1-0 lead. Abbott's command, which seemed a little off in the first, had snapped back into form in the second and for most of the third. However, it started to erode slightly here. This was Abbott's second base's loaded gem of the game, A perilous situation with only a one-run lead for a Reds team that, let's be honest, has struggled mightily to score runs lately. The hitter in this crucial moment, folks, was Nathan Church, the rookie. He was 0 for 5 in the series and 3 for 29 in the big leagues. A 2-2 pitch was sharply hit. It's a base hit. The Cardinals took the lead with a 2-strike hit. They cashed in on a couple of walks in the inning and now had a 2-1 lead. What an incredible moment for the rookie Church, who made Abbott pay for those 2 walks in the 4th inning. McGreevy, meanwhile, continued to look sharp with just 53 pitches. His 54th pitch resulted in out number 1, and he was getting a lot of balls on the ground, a great sign. 7 ground ball outs already. Then, a shot towards third, a diving stop by Gorman, who scrambled to his feet and got his man. What a heck of a play at third by Nolan Gorman, diving to his left. 2 balls, 1 strike, a ground ball to the left side. Gorman got it and threw to first in time, and McGreevy got out of the inning. 9 ground ball outs through 5 innings, a terrific performance. Now, Marlowe came on for the 66th time this season. He'd thrown more balls than strikes so far. Barlow had thrown 26 pitches when the 1-2 pitch came. Swing and a miss. He swung at a pitch in the dirt about 2 feet outside. When struck out with the bases loaded, a huge out for the Cardinals. Starter Michael McGreevy was still on for St. Louis. Nobody on, 1 man out, 2-1 Cardinals lead. We were in the bottom of the 6th inning. Then, a perfectly placed hit over third base for a base hit. Newman after it, and Duarte was jogging up to second base. That made it already 8 multi-hit games for him as a Red. He kind of whipped that ball to left field. A 4-pitch walk followed, putting 2 runners on for Steer. He rolled it to third. Gorman hit the bag, got it a stretch by Contreras, and then a killer double play. The Reds were going to challenge immediately. Manager Terry Francona signaled to check it. Cincinnati was challenging out at first. Here at Baseball Extra, we had a good feeling they would win this challenge. It looked like Steer got there before the ball did. And indeed, the call on the field was overturned. The runner for Cincinnati was safe. A base hit in the gap here would almost certainly give the Reds the lead. The runners went, and it was grounded up the middle, speared by McGreevy, a hard bouncer. Redstrand was next, and Contreras stepped up to the plate. He was 0 for 7 in the series, having flied out and struck out tonight. But then, a swing and a tremendous, deep hammer to left. That will get you out of the rut. That one was long gone, over the Reds' bullpen. Contreras, the first Cardinal to reach 20 home runs, absolutely crushed that ball. It was 3-1 St. Louis, a much-needed insurance run right here in this ball game. The Reds were on the edge of the cliff right now, but the Reds weren't out of it yet. No ball, 1 strike count. A line drive to left. A base hit for the Reds, a few rows deep. It was a 1-run game. Third at bat. Third ball absolutely smashed by Matt McClain. That one stayed on the inside part of the plate, exactly where he loves the ball. A loss tonight to St. Louis would cut the Reds' lead on the Cardinals to a mere half game. Hayes, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, then hammered one high in the air to left. That ball was carrying out toward that wall. That ball is gone. At the 379 mark, Pedro P. shocked the world with a solo homer. His 5th home run of the month of August. He continued to do damage, and once again, it was a 2-run deficit for the Reds. Rally cap time again for the Reds. Baseball Extra knew they had to dig deep. The Reds were down 4-2. Steer lit it off against Kyle Leahy. A ground ball was hit through. The tying run was coming to the plate. It was a hanging breaking ball, and he just hit it hard. Once you get somebody aboard, you can put the pitcher in a little bit of a tighter situation. He can't just groove it in there. A 0-2 crack to right, down for a hit. Tying runs were on, and here came the rookie. The lineup moved to a Benson. The corners played on the grass. A square dropped out back to the pitcher, a throw to third to cut down the lead man. We're not sure if Benson has done that a whole lot. So that was a fielder's choice, a play that went 1-5 to get Spencer Steer at third. Now, Matt McClain was up. The Reds were trying to avoid dropping back to 500 and hitting their longest losing streak of the year. He grounded it to third, handled by Hot Gorman, who hit the bag, another force out at third base. The Reds were down to their last out, and all rested on Friedel. He was the only Red with a homer off Leahy lifetime. He was the winning run at the plate, softly grounded to the pitcher. A bobble, a shovel, and in time. That's your ball game. 4-2. The Reds have now lost 5 in a row for the first time this year, making it 8 of 9 overall. They're back to 500. They failed to gain ground on the Mets, who also lost, and they gave a full game back to the Cardinals, who are now just a half game back of Cincinnati. This baseball extra analysis confirms it was a tough night, but the fight was there.